So in this video, I'm going to take you through how to pick and pack an order using the mobile app and using this new task picking mode. So the first thing is from the switch mode screen, you'll notice that there's a new option here, so I can tap into task picking. And this then brings up all of the sales orders which are due to be picked and packed or are currently in packing in progress. Now, a few things to note from here. One of them is by tapping the filter, you have a bunch of different things that you can do, such as if you want, you can group by customer or you can turn that off. So if I turn that off, it just gives me a list of all of my orders in a big long line. I can also, if I turn that on, then I can very quickly jump to a particular customer's orders. So for example, if I want to pack an order for the Sunshine drink bottles, I can just tap on that and it expands it and gives me the orders for them. Another thing down here is that you can specify whether or not you want to see urgent orders first, which order statuses you want to show, and also whether or not the orders have been assigned to you, assigned to somebody else, or are not assigned to anybody at all. So this is a really neat feature because we support assigning orders via the web app to individual pickers. That way those pickers can see the orders that they need to pick on the mobile device. So in this particular example, I can just see everything assigned to anybody. So if I expand the list, then what I can see here is that there's one order for Burley Hammock Co. and it's actually assigned to me. There's some other information in here as well, such as this order is currently in awaiting pick and pack status. I can see the address where it's going to, which is Officeworks in Burley. I can see the ID of the order, the reference number for the order, and also how many SKUs and how much total quantity I'm picking, which can be really useful if, say, you're just going out to pick small orders and you want to avoid picking large ones. You can actually see what the size of those orders are before you jump into them. Okay, so when I tap into that order now, it brings it up and it loads those items that I need to go and pick. Now, these items are ordered by the location name by default, but you can also come up and actually change that. So if I want to, for example, I can actually reorder this by reverse location name, which actually suits these locations because they're ordered going from left to right. So other grouping options are things such as, other sorting things are things like product or however I want to pick them. So I'm going to change this to Z to A. What I've got now is this is actually reversed, which makes it a lot easier for me to pick. Now, by default, this loads the items screen, so I can see the list of products that I need to pick. But I can also go to the details tab, and this then gives me more information about the order, such as a delivery run that it's supposed to go on, whether or not labels have been printed, any other information as well. So back to my items list. The first thing that I need to do if I want to start to pick this order is actually press on Start Task. So I'm going to tap Start Task, and that's then going to transition the order from awaiting pick and pack to packing in progress. And now, when it brings up this list of items, I can then go ahead and actually start to scan the locations as I move through the warehouse. So if I come up here, the first one that it's got here is CLS 02024 C5. So I'm going to come to that location and scan that barcode. And that then jumps me straight into that particular product to start picking it. Now it did that because I only have a single product that I'm picking from that location, so it knew exactly where to jump me to. You don't have to use the scanner though. I can also just come along and just simply tap into that item to have it bring up the same thing. Now from here, this is showing me the quantity that I need to pick. So I need to pick a total of 1 of these items, and this particular product is only ever measured in units. So what I can do from here is I can either just increment the quantity using the keyboard if I have nothing to scan, or I can actually come along and scan that product barcode, and that will increment and confirm the quantity for me. So if you've got barcodes on these products, now in this particular case, we've just printed the product barcode straight onto the pop label, and that's just because these products come in and they don't have the barcodes on the items anywhere. So to get around that, there's just been a barcode printed onto the box itself. I've picked that first item, now I can just carry on and go and pick the next item. So I'm going to come down here, again I'm looking for this location, scan the location, this brings up my item, and once again I can scan that product code. That confirms that I've picked the right item. I can grab that out of this box, put that into my trolley, and I've now finished everything that I need for this order. So I can then just complete the task, take this over to my packing station to ship it out. What it now brings up is the ad hoc charges. So if there's any ad hoc charges that I need to charge for, such as any labeling fees, fees for wrapping pallets, bubble wrapping, that kind of thing, I can enter all those different things into here and they will then be charged to the customer. At the end of this process, if you have the transport mode enabled, which this account does, it then takes me through to the consignment items screen so that I can then specify what it is that I'm shipping out on the warehousing side as well. And that then flows into the consignment, which makes it much, much easier if you're then going to go and print transport labels or anything like that from the system. I'm not going to do any of that now though. I'm just going to click close. It takes me back to that sales order list, and now I can just move on to my next order and start picking it as well. We do have other examples too where you need to confirm things such as batch numbers or serial numbers, and we're going to go through a couple of those examples following this.